माधव कुंज बिहारी
विजय बहुत लाउड
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय गौर निताय गौर निताय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपद जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपद हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य स्तोत्र श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अस्तोत्र श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिलादास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिनाथ श्याम कुंड कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर धाम की जय। अयोध्यापुरी मथुरापुर धाम की जय। प्रसाद मृत्यु भूषण की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। व्रत पदन की जय। सामवेद भगवंत की जय। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to the Lord of feet of Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nastiki. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all the senior devotees and others. And I want to ask blessings from the senior devotees because I am very new and neophyte to speak on such an exalted topic on the pastimes, internal, intimate pastimes of Lord Kṛṣṇa and Radharani and gopis. But I will try on the strength of the parampara and other exalted devotees to whom we listen and read every day. Canto 10, Chapter 47, the Song of the Bee. Text 16. It is a little difficult to follow the meter on this verse. I felt a hard time, but let's try. Visṛja śirasi pādam vedmy aham cātu-kārair. Anunaya-viduṣas te abhyetya dautyair mukundāt. sva-kṛta iha visṛṣṭa anya-lokā. vyasṛjad akṛta-cetāḥ sandheyam asmin. visṛja śirasi pādaṁ vedmy aham cātu-kārair. anunaya-viduṣas bhyetya dautyair mukundāt sva-kṛta iha visṛṣṭāpatya-paty anya-lokā vyasṛjad akṛta-cetāḥ sandheyam asmin visṛja śirasi pādaṁ vedmy ahaṁ cātu-kārair anunaya-viduṣas bhyetya dautyair mukundāt sva-kṛta iha visṛṣṭāpatya-paty anya-lokā visṛjad akṛta-cetāḥ sandheyam asmin Mataji's. visṛja, let go of śirasi held on your head. Pādam, my foot. Vedmy, no. Aham, I. Cātu-kārair, with flattering words. Anunaya, in the art of conciliation. Viduṣaḥ, who are expert. Te, of you. Abhyetya, having learned. Dautyair, by acting as a messenger. Mukundāt from Kṛṣṇa, sva for his own, kṛte sake, aham in this life, visṛṣṭa who have abandoned, apatya children, patī husbands, anya-lokāḥ and everyone else. Vyasṛjad he abandoned, akṛta-cetāḥ ungrateful, kimnu why indeed, sandheyam should I make reconciliation, asmin with him. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, keep your head off my feet. I know what you are doing. You expertly learn diplomacy from Mukunda, and now you come as his messenger with flattering words. But he abandoned those who for his sake alone gave up their children, husbands, and all other relations. He is simply ungrateful. Why should I make up with him now? Purport. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, this verse illustrates the quality of sankalpa as described by Srila Rupa Goswami in the following verse of his Ujjvala Neelmani 14:190. It's very hard to recite these words, so I will skip that, will read the translation. The learned describe sankalpa as that speech which decries with deep irony and insulting gestures the beloved's ungratefulness and so on. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that the word adi and so on implies the perception in one's lover of hard-heartedness, of an inimical attitude, and of a complex lack of love. Please repeat the translation with me. Keep your head off my feet. I know what you're doing. You expertly learned diplomacy from Mukunda. And now you come as his messenger with flattering words. But he abandoned those who for his sake alone gave up their children, husbands, and all other relations. He is simply ungrateful. Why should I make up with him now? Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Kṛṣṇa Karuna Sindho Dīn Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripasindubhya evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So the very exalted chapter and very deep realizations are there when Radharani is saying to Bumblebee. So she's talking very sarcastically, in a very rough mood, but these are all transcendental dealings, and these bhavas all they are mentioned in Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasama Sindhu, and the commentaries like Ujjwal Neelmani, etc. Very detailed, very high level of descriptions are there. Like Radharani is saying that we left everything for you, Krishna. Or talking to Bumblebee, your master, we left everything for your master. He is such an ungrateful person. Krishna is not ungrateful, but he is a pastime. Like I remember leaving things for Kṛṣṇa, give up those things which are not very necessary in our lives for the sake of Kṛṣṇa. But gopis, they left their families. I remember when I went to America in 1993 to do my PhD with NASA, and I came in contact with devotees over there. And being from a very pious family background, my mother never ate onion. There was no onion in my home. So what I gave up? Practically nothing. But I used to eat onions. And I bought a bag of 2 pounds of onions, and that was in my room, in my kitchen. When my Shiksha Guru asked me to give up that, I said, very simple. What is this onion? No problem. So I gave up that, but I had the bag which was newly bought, never opened. It was just 2 pounds of onions. I thought, I give up this onion after finishing this bag, or I give up onion, just throw them out right away. There were 2 options for me. I decided to drop that bag of 2 pounds of onion right in the garbage instantly. So that is very small determination from my side, but devotees sitting here, of course, Radharani is saying that we left our children, family, friends, job, honor, prestige, house, so many things they left. Many devotees sitting here, many senior devotees, especially Western devotees, if you look at their background, very tough. And they gave up all of that. Following in the footsteps of Radharani, acharyas and devotees. And under the guidance of Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, Srila Prabhupada. It's very difficult sometimes. Sometimes in our life, when we face difficulties, when we face adversities, we get very similar mood, but Radharani is expressing as a transcendental anger or resentment or whatever. We feel, I have been serving you, Kṛṣṇa, for the last so many years. I have given so much donation. I have been rising in the morning for many, many years. I have been chanting my rounds, and I am serving with the devotees and tolerating all the miseries and difficulties which I am getting along on the way. But here, you gave me this difficulty. Why did you do that? I am not even able to chant my rounds. I am not feeling bodily, I am feeling falling apart. I am feeling very miserable, in fact, after serving you for so many years. But our feeling is different than Radharani, because Radharani's feeling is to serve Kṛṣṇa. But here sometimes what we feel is, because in devotional life, what lesson we get from this chapter or this verse in our lives? Kṛṣṇa consciousness means, practicing Kṛṣṇa consciousness means to see, or the practice to see hand of Kṛṣṇa in every single thing of our life. Whatever happens in the devotee's life, Kṛṣṇa has a direct intervention into that. Like Prabhupada gave an example. Like similar thing, as a devotees, as a normal people, we are roaming outside, but there is a prison house. So the government is providing food and clothing and everything in the prison house, as well as to all of us who are roaming around in the town, free. So Kṛṣṇa or God or the government is taking care of even those who are rebellious against the laws of God, against the system of God. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Those who have decided to go against the law, against the system, they are still being taken care of by God. So the point here is, Kṛṣṇa is taking care of us in every single situation. The only thing, by chanting, by serving, by associating with devotees, that realization becomes very clear. It is Kṛṣṇa, and we can see, not with our eyes, but with Shastra Chakshu. Yes, Kṛṣṇa, you are testing me. You are giving me this time. You have taken away this thing. You have taken away this thing. My friends are no longer my friends. My family members don't care for me at all. I am useless for them. Like our Acharya, Mahabhagava Srila Prabhupada. When his family left, he took it as a blessings. When he got heart attacks, can you imagine? Mahabhagavad going on such a huge mission on the order of Guru Maharaj, and he got heart attacks. Prabhupada could have returned after a month. It's not for me. It's too difficult. I have lived in a town or in India with a very moderate climate, but his harsh winter of New York, I can't survive. Better I go back. But he hanged on. He stayed put in himself that I will not surrender. I will not give up to these maya or sort of impediments. Prabhupada was so determined. And that is why what example he set is like a very hard to even think of, that can be come even at the dust of the speck of Srila Prabhupada. At the age of 69 in 1965, traveled all over the world 14 times, opening temples. I remember whenever I travel 9-10 hours of flight, when I come out of the plane, I even think of I can get on the floor right away, fall down. But Prabhupada at that age, and amazing thing was, wherever he would go, flight may arrive in the morning, 4 o'clock, flight may arrive in the noon time, jet lags and traveling so much, but Prabhupada would look at the watch, set it up for the local time, and immediately, whatever is the local time and practice going on, Tulsi Arti or class or the noon prasad, whatever, he would immediately start from there. No jet lag. At the age of 69 and above. What example is that? So the point here is, Radharani, she is expressing her love for Kṛṣṇa to Uddhava. And saying, and Uddhava, very similar to Kṛṣṇa, exactly Kṛṣṇa. But devotees, Radharani and gopis, they, because they were so much intimately connected with Kṛṣṇa, they could see the difference. And they were sort of chastising him, chastising Kṛṣṇa, and feeling and giving and expressing their feelings that you are so ungrateful. You didn't care for us at all. You left like we did nothing for you. Why did you do that? She is very, all those feelings, bhavas, so detailed that like if we read the purport here, when Prabhupada is expressing that bhava in English language, it's almost Prabhupada did possible to impossible. Expressing these bhavas are impossible in expressing in any other language. But Prabhupada tried, and if we try to understand, the learned describes sanjalpa as that is speech which decries with deep irony and insulting gestures the beloved's ungratefulness and so on. Very hard to comprehend what Prabhupada is writing here. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that the word adi and so on implies the perception in one's lover of hard-heartedness, of an inimical attitude, and of a complete lack of. Honestly speaking, I could not understand it fully to that level Prabhupada is explaining. Such a difficult subject, such a difficult topic, and these bhavas and feelings which Prabhupada is explaining for us. So Radharani is chastising this being. She is explaining how Kṛṣṇa abandoned them who left, even though we left everything for him, and he abandoned us like we are nothing. Just, and sometimes Kṛṣṇa will leave in between from rasa dance and will just go somewhere else. And they were all there, they have left their families, they were sleeping. In the dead of the night, they came out, all the shyness, all the material considerations, moral considerations, all those devotees and gopis, they gave up all of that and came to meet Kṛṣṇa when he played his flute on the bank of Yamuna in the groves. And they are now expressing that your master is very, very ungrateful. Nobody would like to serve a master like your master, Kṛṣṇa. He's a cheater. He cheated us. Whatever I'm expressing, my heart is not into it. I'm honestly speaking, I cannot feel that feeling. And Radharani is expressing here. Many of the devotees, senior devotees here may realize that feeling. But I'm speaking what has been written by Prabhupada and what I'm trying to feel, that how much intense Radharani is at this moment. Think about, like parents, they sometimes say to children, I have washed your stool, I have cleaned you, I gave you bathing, and I kept you so nicely. I have done so much for you, and you left. You don't even call me. You just celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day. What is this love? What to speak of giving us money, taking care of us, and you don't even have a time to call. Same thing. When we do something, like many of us may remember, we may have done book distribution in hot sun, 120 degree Fahrenheit, and we distributed books. Many of us can remember we cooked bhoga for Kṛṣṇa in the kitchen in a hot summer day. Many of us may remember we did hours and hours of seva every day. But the moment we think that I want something back in return, in reciprocation from Kṛṣṇa, then we begin to feel pain. Better we just do it. Sadhana bhakti. We cannot go to the platform of Radharani where she can chastise Kṛṣṇa for all of that. We are just sadhana bhakti. Vedi sadhana bhakti. Kṛṣṇa, this is my duty. This is my humble submission and surrender to you. In the association of devotees, I'm serving, I'm trying to serve. One time, it was asked, how many, or I can ask you right now, how many of us need money? Raise your hands. included myself. We need money. Yes, we need money for so many bills, paying our debts and whatever, and for living existence we need money. And if I tell you how to get it, you may not accept it. How easily we can make money or get money is very easy. And now I'm going to tell you that. And I don't know how many of you will accept it. If you want money, give donation of money. Can you imagine? One example, living example, right besides our temple. Baba beggar, he sits outside the third gate, second gate or whatever, and whenever he comes to Mangal Arti, he begs all day what he may have, but he brings out a couple of coins and put in the Arti tray. He's a beggar, but he's giving donation. See his feelings. He is surrendered that whatever I'm getting in begging, it's yours, Kṛṣṇa. So to get money, very important to give donation, to give charity. And especially in ISKCON. Why ISKCON? Why not other places? It's very clear. Every single penny we get in ISKCON, 99.99999% of that is spent on service and management of Kṛṣṇa. That is the power of ISKCON. That is the power of this whole big arrangement Prabhupada gave us. That is our beauty. That's why devotees have so much confidence. People have so much confidence. Yes, give it to ISKCON, they will use it very nicely. Like Prabhupada always said to big businessmen. One time a businessman came to him and he said, I could not sleep, Prabhupada, Swamiji. Prabhupada said, why? So I have so many factories and business and I'm busy and thinking of this and that and loss and profit. My mind is always into that. I can't even sleep. Prabhupada said, don't worry. Give all of that to us. You will sleep nicely and we will rise for Kṛṣṇa. You will get good credits. Very simple. Another thing. If we want bhakti. Now, this is the main theme of this chapter, bhakti. The devotional sentiment, love of Godhead. Like every day in the morning, we announce love of Godhead, which is the goal of our life. Devotees understand. So when we talk about bhakti, love of Godhead, ask Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa, give me your bhakti. Kṛṣṇa said, no, I don't have it. How can I give you something which I don't have? I do not possess love for myself. If you want love for me, bhakti for me, devotional sentiment for me, go to my devotees. If you want to get bhakti, then you have to serve those who have it. Bhakta. The devotees, the Shuddha Bhaktas of Kṛṣṇa, like Prabhupada, his disciples and disciples of disciples of disciples, and other senior Vaishnavas. When we serve them, we get bhakti in our heart. Shravan adi shuddha chit karal uday. This bhakti, nitya siddha Kṛṣṇa bhakti, sadhya kabhav nai. Kṛṣṇa's bhakti, love for Godhead, is already sitting in our heart in a dormant state. Sadhya kabhav nai. It's there. But when we hear about Kṛṣṇa and his pastimes and his activities, Shravan adi shuddha chit, Kṛṣṇa, I want to serve you in the association of devotees. And I want to ask forgiveness to you, to Dhama, and to the devotees for the offenses I commit every day. I do not want to. But unknowingly, I commit offenses to you by not properly bowing down, by not properly following the proper etiquettes, 64 limbs of bhakti, of nectar of devotion. Out of them, 5 are most important. Nam, Dham, deity, devotee, Bhagavatam. That's how I memorized it. Nam, holy names of the Lord, chanting pure, Shuddha Nam. Nam, Dham, we reside in Dham or in a consciousness of Dham. Deity, serving the deities, making garlands, jewelry, sweaters in winter, and many other things, cleaning the temple. Whatever devotional service we do in this temple is meant to please Kṛṣṇa, that's all. Nam, Dham, deity, and then devotee. So we serve devotees. I remember in the time of Ramanujacharya, when he was on the planet, about maybe close to 1,000 years ago, in South India, he had one devotee, Kanchipurna, in Venkatesh temple, Balaji temple. He used to fan. And his service was to fan him. And I think it was Varadaraj. He was serving in Varadaraj temple. And he was so exalted that he was able to talk to the deities. And many times people will come, oh Prabhu, I want bhakti. Can you ask Varadaraj, can I become a devotee? Can I become bhakta? So he will ask, and he would listen from the deity and will let him know. He said, yes, I talked, and he said, because you have a great faith in devotees, you will get bhakti. Like we have faith in Prabhupada, we have faith in ISKCON, we have faith in the process Prabhupada gave, so we'll get bhakti one day, no matter what. It's a rightful claim. So one day, Kanchipurna himself, he asked Varadaraj, I asked so many questions for you in the past for others, but today I'm going to ask you a question for myself. Am I ever able to get bhakti, love of Godhead in my life? Varadaraj said, no. And he was shocked. I'm serving you, talking to you, asking questions for many people from you. You always reply, and I thought that I'm very close to you. But you are saying no. No, you are not going to get bhakti. May I know why I'm not able to get the bhakti? Love for you? He said, because you have not taken time out to serve devotees. And Kanchipurna immediately put the fan down and left and went to Mahapurna house, and in disguise he began to serve his family, washing dishes, cleaning house, and he will always cover his face. And Mahapurna was never able to see, but then later on he saw that, oh, you are doing this for me, why, and everything. But the main point is, love of Godhead is impossible to get without the service of the Vaishnavas. I have seen many times, like devotees, senior devotees, when they become incapable of doing normal things. In the communities, devotees, they take care of them. They are not their relatives. They are just simple devotees. I remember I was in a Rath Yatra one time in Vancouver, and it came to, I heard that Padyavali Mata, she got very sick suddenly on the same day of Rath Yatra, and there were so many programs were planned and everything. And many devotees, those who had to perform on the stage some program or something, they gave up that program and went to the service of Mataji. Just because Mataji served so much in a way that everyone felt enthusiastic because of her seva. Because when we see devotees engaged in service nicely, our enthusiasm becomes higher. That's where we will get enthusiasm. Utsaha, Nishchay, Dhairyat, Tat Karma Pravartanat, sanga tyaga sato vritti shadbir bhakti prasiddhati. How we can get this bhakti and utsaha, enthusiasm for bhakti, which goes down as we age in our devotional life. Very true. It's a fact. Like Maharaj was saying this morning, 30 plus, senior devotee. But even after being 30 plus myself, I felt I'm a very junior in my consciousness. I felt ashamed. Maharaj, and I felt I'm 30 plus in devotional life, but sometimes I feel that I am just 1 plus even, because sometimes I go and enjoy the morning session which Kṛṣṇa Kumar Prabhu gave to the neophytes who come in the temple just first time, and he speaks how to chant, how to remember, how to do seva, and I feel like, yeah, that's what I want to know first. Because as my time passed in ISKCON, I forgot all of those fundamentals. It's very important that we keep our fundamentals strong, like our morning workouts. Hanuman Swami mentions always. Rise in the morning, 4 o'clock, or before that, of course, attend Mangal Arti. Chant good 16 rounds, and 4 regulative principles of freedom. If we don't do this basic fundamental program in our life, and of course, Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya, many times we may think that, oh, I listen so much, I read so much, if I'm missing morning class, it's not a big deal. I'm a devotee, I know what they talk all the time, same thing. But the hardest part is, practically, if we do not follow our morning sadhana, we will not find time during the day. That's my experience. The rounds which are left for the rest of the day, I personally feel they are not the rounds. I do not even want to count them. Sometimes it happens in a practical material life. The rounds are left for some or the other reason, but I always feel very bad about that. Why did not I finish all the rounds right in the morning? It's important, because that's the utsaha nishchay, determination. Utsaha comes in the association, and determination comes from this chanting. Because sometimes we say, speak truth, don't lie, give up your intoxication, give up your illicit connections, give up your meat eating, give up your habit of eating nonsense things, watching nonsense things, give up those habits. But where we get determination? Where from we get the strength and the power to follow all of that? Just by chanting good morning rounds. That's the key. Big sannyasis, big devotees who have done so much in ISKCON, the fundamentals, as soon as they become weak, finish. That is what the fundamentals are taught every day in the Balram Hall in the morning. And we have to remember those fundamentals. So the point here is utsaha, nishchay, dhairya, and the patience. Patience is very important. We become impatient. It's our nature. It's our nature. The moment we get some difficulty, we become impatient. Kṛṣṇa, why you are doing this to me? And believe it or not, whenever you find or we find in our lives that this problem I cannot solve with the best of my intelligence, it could be coming from daivik, bhautik, my own body and mind, other living entity, other devotees, or other my boss or my colleagues or friends, or the natural calamities. Source is that. And this adjustment has to be made. That no matter what, all these difficulties which I am facing, it's not Kṛṣṇa. It's me, my karma. But Kṛṣṇa is very kind. Yesterday I got a little cut here, and immediately I realized, yes, very nice. Thank you, Kṛṣṇa. Because I may have been destined to cut my whole finger. Fact is a fact. Of course, there is a verse 10:14 Bhagavatam, Tattenukampa Susumikshemana Bhunjan Evatmakritam Vipakam Hridvaga Vapur Vidhanam Jivet Mukti Padesadai Bhag. Whatever is getting bad in my life is because of my karma, but Kṛṣṇa is reducing, making adjustments. And whatever good I am getting is because of the mercy of Kṛṣṇa. And if we live with this mentality, Jivet yu mukti padesadai bhag, his the mukti, the liberation from this material birth and death, he gets liberated, free from this birth and death, cycle of birth and death. Very simple. It's a fact. And one time, one temple president, when Prabhupada came to, I don't remember the place, but I've heard that when temple president went to receive Srila Prabhupada, he was limping. And Prabhupada, what happened? He said, Prabhupada, there was a nail in some wood, and I was walking, and I couldn't see it. It scratched my feet, it was bleeding, and I got this pain. Prabhupada immediately said, yes, very nice. Because you may have been destined to get your whole feet cut off today. Kṛṣṇa saved you. That is the way we have to think about Kṛṣṇa's and his intervention in our lives. This is the best way. And the more we chant, the more we serve enthusiastically under the guidance of senior Vaishnavas and the in charges and the heads, the more we get this clear in our mind that yes, it is Kṛṣṇa. Now I am on this path of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. When I recall hundreds of incidents which happened in my life, even came before coming to Kṛṣṇa consciousness, I can see how the pieces of the puzzles are now fitting. I got the book, I read this thing, I met devotees, they engaged me like that. I remember everything. And even before that, Kṛṣṇa steered me through my karma safely towards him. I was not even chanting. And now be confident, because we are chanting, because we are serving, because we are fully engaged in the service of Kṛṣṇa in ISKCON, nothing wrong can happen to us. Nothing bad can happen to us. Unless our mind says, oh, whatever is happening is bad. Our mind, we have to control our mind. Because sometimes we eat nice organic food, nice dry fruits, nice healthy lifestyles, spring water, rising in the morning, doing yoga, all those things. But I am getting no effect. Why? Because my mind is not controlled. Let me tell you a small story. I was very small, like a 10-year-old boy. And the father-in-law of my sister, he was a nice, pious person at the age of 90, fully fit. And he read a story. That was a big businessman. And he had a son, of course. And one time, an astrologer came to him and he said, be careful from the water bodies, because you are going to get bit by a crocodile. A crocodile will eat you one day. Don't go to the water bodies. So he said, okay, that's nice, you told me. What use of going to water bodies? I can survive without that water body. He would never go to near the water body. And one day his son and they were traveling near Ganges, and he says, Dad, come in the water. And Dad said, no, my son, I cannot come in water. Then all his servants said, okay, let's put all the nets all around. Even a fish, a small fish, cannot enter the net. What do you speak of a crocodile? Come. And the dad came in the water. And what happened? Son turned into crocodile and ate his father. That is our mind. We can make so many arrangements of keeping that crocodile of desires away, but mind is storage and can kill us from all those manipulations. We do this, and we deceive everyone else through our mind. But it's cheating us. It is eating us, will eat us one day if we don't control it by chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? we have a question here.
Haribo, thank you. I noticed if in the morning, if I chanted my rounds and read nicely, the management in the day would go much better. And even on Sankirtan, if you actually focused on chanting the rounds and participating enthusiastically, it seemed to carry over for the day. So it's not a mechanical thing, but Kṛṣṇa must appreciate the fact that if one makes the effort, Kṛṣṇa reciprocates that, right?
That's a very good question. Prabhu is mentioning that we chant our good rounds and maybe management or maybe distributing books, but that's our mentality, our consciousness that because of the nice rounds in the morning, that carries us. Like I remember many times, one time I was in Portland, and in Portland we went to the Saturday market with the devotees, and a devotee, Nityananda, he would just collect some donations by making some tricks. But I said, okay, let me distribute some books. And I tried for 2 hours, not even a single book went. And I had simply the card of the temple in my hand. For 2 hours, and I went to Nityananda, Prabhu, I'm now feeling dying. I don't want to do it anymore. I have been distributing these cards. And he said, Prabhu, don't worry. Kṛṣṇa is watching. You are doing your job. Kṛṣṇa will decide who is going to get books. Kṛṣṇa will decide everything. He is the controller. You are not the controller. Just do your job and distribute these cards. No harm. You are distributing Mahamantra on the back of the card. Read it to them. That's all. So whatever seva we are doing here, whatever distribution of books or whatever we are doing, like when Lord Hanuman, he was entering Lanka, Lankini stopped. Don't go on. You cannot go inside, because even though Masak Saman Rupa Kapi Dharahi, Hanuman took the form of a small mosquito, like an insect. But Lankini got a vardhan from Brahma that you can recognize anyone. And she said, why are you going inside? I can recognize you. You can't go inside. And Hanuman came his own full form and just punch on the face. And then she said, Brahma gave me this boon, but he also mentioned that Vikal ho site kapi ke mare. One day when a kapi, a bandar, one monkey will come and will injure you, then that will be the end of the day of this Lanka. But then she gave the teachings to Hanuman. Prabhasi nagar kije sab kaja. You enter this city of Lanka and do whatever you are planning to do based on the Lord's Rama's instructions. Do whatever is needed to do. Kije sab kaja. Do all the seva you are destined, your seva you are planned. Hriday rakhi kausalapur raja. But keep in your heart Lord Ram. Never ever think that you are the doer. Never ever think that it's because of you books are going, service is going, management is going. It's only because of Srila Prabhupada, Lord Kṛṣṇa, mercy and blessings of the devotees, GBCs. All these things are very necessary, and that will carry us on through so many problems and difficulties, that our conscience will always be clean and pure. Good question, thank you. Any other? Yes. Okay, so we have 2 people asking questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as you have said that to earn money, we should give something to the Lord. That's the same thing happened to me ever since I came here. Earlier, when I came here, after a month I got some tuitions. And I used to donate almost every day. Okay, and I used to get money on the road. Okay, around 5,000 rupees I got on the road. But 4 or 5 months ago, all on a sudden, the number of my tuitions decreased. And because of that, I am unable to donate the Lordship. Okay, and these days even I am getting money on the road, but the amount is very less.
It's all right. Nice realization.
Almost every other day I get money on the road.
No. We do not look for the chamatkar or some miracles to happen. We are very practical. Whatever we earn, whatever we have, even we have 10 rupees, if we give 1 rupee out of that as 10%, is a lot. So never mind the amount, never mind the quantity, have that feeling. Because many times, many devotees, they want to serve in a particular way. And it has been mentioned by Prabhupada, keep that desire burning in your heart. I want to give donation, I want to give donation, it will come. Never mind. It will come. So just keep that desire burning. Never give up that desire. It will come. Thank you very much. Good question.
Prabhuji, I donated very less, but I got more.
It will come. It will come. Many devotees, they felt like that. They wanted to serve purely to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa will provide, will arrange. Only thing, when it comes, we don't become proud. We don't feel like it's ours, it's my effort, my money, it's my plan, my business. No, it's all Kṛṣṇa. Thank you very much.
And Prabhuji, thank you for your
Good.
inspiring class.
Thank you, thank you. Another last question, so we have. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, okay. So those who want to go for prasadam, they can go if they like, because it's I think 2 minutes past 9, but we have the last question.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, in the beginning you said Krishna's hand is everywhere. So how can we understand whatever we are doing, whether we are doing or good or bad? So how can we understand that Krishna's hand is there?
Very good question. We are doing so many things, but how do we know good or bad? It's very simple. Sometimes even devotees, they tell us this is not right. But because we are stubborn, so we don't take it, like positive spirit. So main thing is, whatever devotees ask us, senior devotees ask us to do or serve in a particular way, we do that way, we become safe. Like Hanuman Swami used to say, if you want to do something, if you are going to do something, ask 6 Brahmanas. And if you end up in hell, or if you end up in prison, if you end up in hell, you will find 6 more sitting besides you. Because those who advise you that way, and you end up in hell, so you will see them in hell also. That's why we don't give a wrong advice. That's why we speak on Shastra only. Shastra Sammat advice. And devotees, they tell us, Prabhu, you did not do this properly, because that gave a bad message like that. So we adjust. In the association of devotees, it becomes very easy. Otherwise, from our own mind, we can't ascertain what is right and wrong. But by Prabhupada, his disciples, the senior devotees and scriptures, we get the feeling of right and wrong. Kṛṣṇa sometimes he speaks to us as well in our heart when we become advanced. But in the beginning, we take guidance and corrections and instructions and advising from and counseling from senior devotees. Thank you very much. Good question. Hare Krishna.